The guy never imagined things would turn out like this. He had dreamed of being a Kamen Rider since he was a kid, but even at 40 he never awakened any powers, and the bad guys meant to modify him never showed up. That was when he realized that Kamen Rider and the villains were just things on TV after all, and they do not exist in the real world. Still, he did not give up, and kept training every single day. As a result, he ended up with physical strength far beyond a normal person. One day he ran into a huge bear in the forest, and he just casually tossed that bear away. The bear, having been thrown so suddenly, looked at the guy wondering if he was actually human, with eyes full of suspicion, but after checking, it attacked him again. He had become strong enough to fight a bear on equal ground, but just because of that, it did not mean he could become a Kamen Rider. After finishing his workout, the guy went home and sold off all the Kamen Rider merch he had collected for years, thinking about dying alone later on. He hated the idea of his stuff being treated like trash. Once he finished cleaning up, he was messing around on his phone in the living room when he was shocked to see news that the bad guys had appeared. He thought the time had finally come for his dream to come true, but it was actually just a robbery by a trio wearing masks. The guy was super disappointed and went back to his daily grind at the construction site. But strangely enough, robberies by people claiming to be villains kept happening, and all the criminals they caught were giving totally nonsensical statements. Well, it was at my house, like a balaclava or a mask I put on, and when I said random stuff, somehow like power just surged through me, and even a guy like me felt like I could actually do something. The guy watched those reports and thought it was probably just made up stories. Then night came, and he headed to a nearby festival. He totally loved the takoyaki there, and just as he bought a plate and was about to eat, 3 guys wearing villain masks showed up and started going wild. Seeing that scene unfold, he could not hold back the impulse, rising from the bottom of his heart. So he bought a Kamen Rider mask at a stall and put it on. Then strangely enough, power filled his whole body, and he felt wrapped in the sensation of really transforming. He finally felt like he was able to make his childhood dream come true. However, the 3 monsters saw the guy appear and just snickered. Crying tears of emotion, he shouted, "I am a Kamen Rider," because he was dead serious. The people around were totally dumbfounded by his appearance. Realizing he was attracting way too much attention, he immediately left the festival grounds, but his heart was still pounding fast. He once struck a transformation pose in front of his class, and had actually taken down some bullies, but people just laughed at him for it, and whispered behind his back that he was crazy. Even though he beat the bullies with real skill, the girl he had a crush on called him creepy, and his love life ended right there. Ever since that happened, the guy did not transform so easily anymore. That embarrassing memory from back then still remained deep in his heart.